In a dramatic political twist shaking the security and political corridors of South Africa, the African National Congress (ANC) leadership has officially broken its silence following explosive media reports that President Cyril Ramaphosa has allegedly fired KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. The silence, once deafening, has now been replaced by a mix of carefully chosen words, cryptic denials, and undertones of deep internal discord. The initial report, which swept through social media and news platforms like wildfire, claimed that General Mkhwanazi was abruptly dismissed after months of behind-the-scenes tension with the presidency and high-ranking members of the ANC. The rumor mill alleged that his uncompromising stance on law enforcement and public statements on political interference may have rubbed powerful figures the wrong way. The presidency, in an unusually delayed response, issued a vague and measured statement, neither confirming nor denying the dismissal. But what turned heads across the country was the ANC's formal response, not just because of what they said, but because of how they said it. General Mkhwanazi remains a respected servant of the people. Any decision regarding his position must be based on due process, and not media speculation, said ANC Secretary-General Fikile Mbalula in a brief but loaded press statement. He added, "We caution against sowing confusion and undermining national stability by circulating unverified reports." However, insiders close to the ANC leadership suggest there is more beneath the surface. According to leaked information, tensions between Mkhwanazi and key political players, including provincial ANC heavyweights, had been simmering for months. His outspoken criticism of political interference in policing, made in high-profile interviews, reportedly placed him at odds with both the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal and select figures in the national executive. Several opposition figures, civil society groups, and even some ANC veterans have weighed in. EFF spokesperson Sinawo Tambo accused the Ramaphosa administration of silencing voices of accountability, while the DA demanded transparency, calling any possible dismissal of Mkhwanazi a threat to the fight against crime and political corruption. What adds fuel to the fire is the timing. This supposed dismissal comes just weeks after General Mkhwanazi led high-profile investigations and arrests related to politically connected syndicates. Some believe this made him a target. Inside Luthuli House, a different kind of storm has been brewing. Leaked correspondence between senior ANC members allegedly reveals conflicting opinions on Mkhwanazi's approach. While some see him as a necessary force for law and order, others fear his no-nonsense attitude could jeopardize the party's already fragile reputation. Meanwhile, Mkhwanazi himself has remained silent. No press conferences, no media statements. This silence is only intensifying speculation. Those close to him, however, hint at betrayal and frustration. One unnamed source was quoted saying, "He put his life on the line for this country, and this is the thanks he gets." Political analysts believe the ANC's recent statement is a sign of damage control, a frantic effort to control the narrative before it spins further out of control. With the country already grappling with post-election uncertainty and coalition headaches, the last thing the ruling party needs is a scandal involving one of the few public officials still seen as trustworthy by many citizens. What remains unclear is whether General Mkhwanazi has indeed been relieved of his duties, or if this is part of a broader political chess game, one that pits law enforcement integrity against entrenched political power. As South Africans demand clarity, one thing is certain: the silence has been broken, but the real truth remains deeply buried in the halls of power. And if this situation continues to unravel, it may just expose more than the ANC intended.